What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How is everyone doing? I am exhausted. That is how I am doing. I got home at about like 2-ish hours ago, so I am extremely tired. Oh, man. So we'll run through this video. Might be a short video, might not be, who knows, but I'm not gonna be very pressed about it. I'm really tired and I just want to go to bed at the moment. But before I go to, I just want to give a couple shout outs. A shout out to Joe Blow 2 and Baseball Bob. Shout out to you guys. You guys started following me. Appreciate you. Thanks for giving me that follow. You two got me. You those last two follows got it. So I have my own unique URL code for my With Ghost channel. So you can find me on With Ghost, my channel With Ghost at rumble.com/C/capital W with capital G Ghost. And yeah, so it's, you can find me a lot easier thanks to those last two follows. So I appreciate you guys. Need 3 more, looks like, to get me a unique code for my Game with Ghost channel. So if you would check me out and give me a follow there, that would be extremely appreciated. But yeah, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty awesome about that. It's really cool that I could that I have enough at this point where I can have my own unique code. Like, it's really cool. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I accomplished something. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. Yeah, thanks for giving me that follow. Now, if only I could get people to come watch it and watch my live streams, we'd be Gucci. But that's okay. I'm happy with what I got right now. We'll work it up, and hopefully I'll get some people to come watch my live streams and talk to me on chat and everything like that. Oh man, I'm so tired. I got home at like let's see, I got home at 5:15ish. Yeah, 5:15ish. I came home and then I took a shower and then I took like a 30-minute nap. And man, I feel good after that 30-minute nap, but man, can I not wait to go back to bed and sleep. Oh, I'm exhausted, but I'm always exhausted because I always seem to get on here and complain how tired I am. All right. So what we got today, we got some interesting videos. Just organizing my crap here. There we go. Okay. So what we got is, of course, the Michael O'Hare. That controversy going on. He claims that he was tricked into signing a conservatorship instead of adoption papers. So he claims that's what's going on. And for those who don't know, conservatorship, you may have heard of that during Britney Spears crap. But like, to get the definition, it's a legal term referring to the legal responsibilities of a conservator over the affairs of a person who's been deemed gravely disabled by the court and unable to manage the personal or financial affairs of themselves, I guess. Yeah. And it's generally used over people that have mental illness and psychotic suicide, or and all that stuff. Oh yeah. Sorry, just looking into that. So there you go. Conservative stewardship. So it's kind of like adopting, like just being legally responsible for someone, even if they're an adult. And it looks like it's generally handled like with mentally ill people. So I'm not really sure how the Tuohys were able to get Michael O'Hare to be put under. I don't know how this shit works. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna check that out. I got two articles one on CNN and one from USA Today. One is Michael O'Hare's side, it looks like, and then the other is the Tuohy side. And it looks like the Tuohys are looking to end the conservatorship of Michael O'Hare. What's kind of weird is it's been like what 10 years or something. I'm sorry, but it's been a while. So, and now he's wanting to do something about it now. It's kind of weird. I mean, and it looks like that, the Tuohys have admitted that that's what they did, and they're looking to end it. I think I've seen a few things where they're saying, no, we didn't keep any money from him or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how this crap works, but it kind of sucks because it seems like this has tainted that the movie, even though the movie wasn't like 100% accurate. It was really a good movie. And it was, what was meant to be is like a feel good story, and it kind of was a feel good story, but and now all this drama is kind of like tainting that. So, but we'll look into it. We'll see. Maybe I'll draw some opinions. Maybe I just won't give a shit because I mean, dudes, still have made millions and millions of dollars, and Tuohys are rich as fuck, anyways. Too. So, anyways, and then after, it looks like a Georgia state senator is moving to impeach the district attorney, Fannie Willis. That, if you don't remember, that's the DA who's moving to try and charge Trump with several felonies, 13, if I remember correctly. So we'll look at that, and then we'll just do a very short clip on Biden. He's in Hawaii, so we'll do a short. It's a short clip, and just because I was talking about it yesterday. And then after that, it looks like a bill in Idaho that would ban trans people from participating in women's sports has been the appeals court has blocked it, basically, saying the measure is likely unconstitutional. I call bullshit on that, but whatever, we will see. And then after that, we got some moron who thinks that if you are quote unquote cis, normal, and you don't date trans folk, you're transphobe. So we'll look at that, see that this crazy person was the craziest person necessarily. But yeah, that is the general outline for the show. Let's see how quickly I'll get through it, and then I'm going to go to bed afterwards, and then get up and go work and do it all over again. All right, so as promised, we'll start with the Michael O'Hare stuff because I was going to do it yesterday, and then I didn't end up doing it. All right, so let's get into it. In his 2011 memoir, Michael O'Hare wrote that he had a special skill for forgetting his difficult past. To get out of the world, I did have to forget, he wrote. Beat the odds for homelessness, to the blind side, and beyond. To get to the next place in my life, I had to face what I left behind. The pledge to look deeper into his past has taken on great meaning this week, as O'Hare, whose story has been often tagged as inspirational, rags richest tale, alleges that a major feature of the tale is false. As told in the acclaimed book and movie The Blind Side, O'Hare, who is black, overcame homelessness and poverty in Memphis and enjoyed a lengthy NFL career thanks to his otherworldly athleticism on the football field and the love and support of the Tui family, a wealthy white family who took him in and adopted him. But on Monday, O'Hare filed a petition in a Tennessee court saying Sean and Leanne Tui had never actually adopted him. Instead, they filed a conservatorship over him that kept millions of dollars from him. A lawyer for Sean and Leanne Tui, Sean Ferris, said they have no comment. Martin Singer, another lawyer representing the family, issued a statement Tuesday. Anyone with a modicum of common sense can see that the outlandish claims made by Michael O'Hare about the Tui family are hurtful and absurd. The idea that the Tuis have ever sought to profit off of O'Hare is not only offensive, it's transparently ridiculous. The notion that a couple worth hundreds of millions of dollars would connive to withhold a few $1,000s in profit participation payments for anyone, let alone for someone they loved as a son, defies belief. Sean Tui told the Daily Menfin that the family is devastated. It's upsetting to think we would make money off of our children, but we're going to love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16, according to a Daily Menfian story published Monday. The allegation fits into O'Hare's push over the years to reclaim his story and correct the record on his life. In his memoirs, written by author Doug Yeager, O'Hare called out some details in the Blindside book and movie that said were not true. While he spoke lovingly of the Tui family, he bristled at suggestions that he would not have succeeded if not for their help. The Blind Side is about how one family helped me reach my fullest potential, but what about the people and experience that all added up to put me in their path? As anyone in my family tell you, they were just part of a complicated series of events and personalities that helped me in achieving success. They were a huge part of it, but it was a journey I started a long time ago. In particular, O'Hare emphasized his own goals and work ethic and praised those who actually listened to him. I got the chance to become something because I had a desire to break out of my neighborhood, and because there were people around me who took that dream seriously, he wrote. From homelessness to Ole Miss. O'Hare was born in 1986 in Memphis as one of 12 siblings to a mother who was struggling with drug addiction. My mother did her best. I have to give her that much, he wrote in memoirs. When she was sober, she worked hard to give us a good home and look after us. The problem was that she wasn't sober much. O'Hare became awarded a state just before he turned 11 in 96. Soon after, began living on the street or with friends. The instability affected his education, as the author Michael Lewis wrote in the book The Blind Side. O'Hare attended 11 different institutes in his first 9 years of school, repeated both first and second grade. He was often absent from class and at one point had a GPA of 0.6, Lewis wrote. Eventually, a friend's father helped get him into the Bridecrest Christian School, a private school where he was one of the few black students. One of the reasons the school accepted him was due to his rare physical gifts. Known as Big Mike, O'Hare was over 6 feet tall as a teenager and had both a massive frame and quick feet. After getting his bearings in the classroom, he thrived on the basketball, track, and field and football teams. In football, he particularly excelled as a left tackle on the offensive line, using his strength and speed to shove defensive players out of the way. In 2003, he began to stay more often with the Tui family, whose daughter Colin also attended Bridecrest. Over the time, they became closer and took him in full-time, offering him bed, clothes, and making him a part of the family. The Tuis did tell Michael they loved him and they intended to legally adopt him. Michael believed him and was delighted to be part of a real family and trusted Mr. and Mrs. Tui completely. The petition O'Hare filed said, in 2005, O'Hare earned a scholarship to play football with the University of Mississippi, the alma maters of Sean and Leanne Toohey. O'Hare started 47 consecutive games at Ole Miss and was named a consensus All-American in 2008. Fact and fiction in The Blind Side. Lewis' book, The Blind Side, was published in 2006 while O'Hare was in college, told his personal story of rising from homelessness to big-time college football. The book also used O'Hare's story as a way to illustrate the rise and importance of left tackle position, which protects the blind side or of typically right-handed quarterbacks from oncoming passer rush. In 2009, the the Baltimore Ravens selected O'Hare with the 23rd pick of the first round of the 2009 NFL Draft, and he celebrated with the Toohey family and others on stage. 6'5", 309-pound lineman made an immediate impact, and he was named runner-up in AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. Voting. Later that year, the film version of Blind Side was released and features a fictionalized version of O'Hare's story. So it became running. I'm not going to read. O'Hare took issues with some parts of the film in his memoirs, particularly in portraying of his limited knowledge of the sport, and a scene where he supposedly was wearing shorts on a cold night. Obviously, the movie makers movie makers have to make artistic choices to tell the story in the best way, but some of the details, like me having to learn the game of football as a teenager or me walking to the gym in November wearing cutoff shorts, just aren't true, he wrote. The film made him a household name in what is often an anonymous position along with the offensive line. He played both left and right tackle in Baltimore for 5 seasons, helping them win a Super Bowl in 2013. In all, he started 110 games over 8 seasons with Baltimore, the Tennessee Titans, Carolina Panthers, and earned over $34 million, according to Spot Track, a website that tracks sport and contracts. O'Hare last played in the NFL in 2016. He founded a nonprofit organization, the O'Hare Foundation, to give opportunities and support to disadvantaged students. The petition filed Monday challenged the conservatorship, says soon after he moved in. The Louis gave legal papers he thought were necessary for the adoption. Michael trusted the Tuohys and signed where he told him to sign. What he signed, however, and unknown to Michael until after 2023, were not adoption papers or the equivalent of adoption papers, the petition states. Instead, the papers appoint Sean and Leanne Toohey his conservators. The paper requests that the conservators have total control over Michael O'Hare's ability to negotiate for or enter any contract, despite the fact he was over 18 years of age and had no diagnosed physical or psychological disabilities. The petition says at no point did the Tuohys tell him that they would have ultimate control of all of his contracts, and O'Hare was falsely advised by the Tuohys that the adoption would have to be called a conservatorship since he was over 18. I mean, they couldn't have adopted him anyways. He's over 18. Tuohys have falsely and publicly represented themselves as the adoptive parents of Michael, continuing to the date of the filing of this petition. All right. Now, to be fair, this last line here, just because they don't have the legal paperwork, that's, like a legal adoption paperwork, doesn't mean that they can't represent themselves as adoptive parents. Because, by what this article says and what the O'Hare stories, they basically took him in, like it said in this article, it even says, he's just ended up staying at Tuohy's family house more often. And then they gave him a bed and all that stuff. I mean, they're basically adopting him without actually getting the papers. So, I mean, I don't think it's very fair to say they falsely represented themselves as the adoptive parents of Michael. Yeah, they may have, it looks like they didn't get the actual legal adoption because he was over 18. But I would think that if you're taking care of someone, even if you don't get, I think you care about them and you love them and everything, and you don't, just because you don't get the actual legal paperwork, that you can't call yourself adoptive parents. I don't think a legal paperwork is required for you to be like, yeah, I think we're, they're, his adoptive parents. I'm just saying, like, I don't agree with the statement here. I don't think it's like, just because the paperwork, they didn't like have the actual paperwork, adoption papers. I don't think that's actually something false that to represent themselves as adoptive parents, because they kind of adopted them, they just didn't get any of the legal paperwork. Okay. Let's see. Around 2006, the Tuohys negotiated contracts for the movie The Blind Side for themselves and their two children through Creative Artists Industries to each receive 225,000 plus 2.5 of all future defined net proceeds, contingent on O'Hare signing. The petition states O'Hare's agent for the contract was listed as the attorney who filed his conservatorship, according to the petition. Another contract from April 2007 exists that was purportedly signed by O'Hare, in which O'Hare gives away his name, likeness, voice, etc. to the movie studio without any payment whatsoever. O'Hare thinks the signature on the contract looks similar to his, but he's not sure if it was forged because he said at no time ever, willing or knowingly, did he sign a document that explained he would give away his right to his name, image, etc. The petition states. The document states he only learned about the conservatorship in February of this year. Okay. Whatever. Singer, the Tuohy's lawyer, said in the statement, Tuohy's had given Mr. O'Hare an equal cut of every penny received from The Blind Side. The Tuohy's have always been upfront about how a conservatorship, from which not one penny was received, was established to assist with Mr. O'Hare's needs, ranging from getting him health insurance, obtaining a driver's license, to helping with college admissions, the statement said. Shouldn't Mr. O'Hare wish to terminate conservatorship, either now or anytime in the future, the Tuohy's will never oppose it in any way. Okay, so Sean Tuohy told the Daily Memphian, we didn't make any money off of the movie. Michael Lewis gave us half his share. Everybody in the family got an equal share, including Michael. It was about $14,000 each, Tuohy said. It's hard because you have to defend yourself, but whatever he wants, we'll do, Shawnee Tuohy said. We're not in this for anything other than whatever he wants. If he had said, I don't want to be part of this family anymore, we'd have been very upset, but we absolutely would have done it. No question. The allegations are insulting, but look, it's a crazy world. You got to live in it. It's obviously upsetting everyone. Sean Tuohy Jr., the son of Sean and Leanne Tuohy, told Barstool Radio on Monday that he found it hard to believe O'Hare learned about the conservatorship this year. I was curious randomly to go back and look at our family group text and see what things have been said. There are things back in 2020, 2021 that were like, if you guys give me this much, then I won't go public with these things. CNN reached out to representatives for Lewis for comment, but had not heard back. O'Hare was married last year to longtime partner Tiffany Roy, who met in college. They shared sons Kobe and MJ and daughters Christine and Navia. His latest book, When Your Back's Against the Wall, also with the Jaeger, was published last week. Oh, okay. All right. Now, this part right here makes me suspicious. This last part right here. His latest book, When Your Back is Against the Wall, also with Yeager, was published last week. So last week he publishes a book, and then this week, Monday, he's all up in arms about dealing with a conservatorship. It's interesting. Now, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I find it very interesting. And then here's Sean Toohey, who says, I was curious today and randomly to go back and look at our group text and see what things have been said. There were things back in 2020, 2021 that were like, if you guys give me this much, then I won't go public with these things. So, I mean, if that's true, that's very curious. But anyways, so there we go. That's the Michael O'Hare's part. Now, let's go and look at the Toohey side. Hopefully this isn't too long. So Sean and Leanne Toohey intend to end their conservatorship for Michael O'Hare, lawyers for the couple said during a news conference Wednesday. O'Hare filed a petition with Shelby County, Tennessee, probate court to end the conservatorship, which he claims Toohey deceived him in signing, saying they were legally adopting him. Court records show O'Hare signed the conservatorship papers in 2004, 3 months after his 18th birthday. Legal experts have said there is no basis for the conservatorship to exist. Sean Toohey and the couple's attorney have said this week that the conservatorship was a means of protection for O'Hare to attend Ole Miss, the couple's alma mater, and that the maneuver would make him part of the family. Okay, wait, what the fuck? All along, O'Hare said he thought he'd been legally adopted. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Okay. Michael's got every dime he had coming, Toohey's lawyer Randall Fisherman said. Lawyer Steve Ferris said that Toohey's wealth outside of O'Hare, who made more than $30 million during his 8 years NFL, was more than enough. They don't need his money. They never needed his money. Mr. Toohey sold his company for $220 million. Okay, so that's the short. Oh, thank God that was the short one. It's because I just skipped the shit. So there you go. So, I mean, look, it's just look, again, to me, this looks a little suspicious. Again, he just is, all of a sudden he has a book coming out. And then, now I'm going to make a big deal of this. It's interesting to me. Okay. I'm very suspicious of when people have, something going on that they want to promote, of course, because, of course they want to, and then all of a sudden there's some big controversy that happens. Now, again, this could all be 100% true. 100% true. I will admit it's potentially 100% true, but it's very suspicious to me when something like this happens, and then hold on. Someone puts a book out, and then the week after, they all of a sudden have big controversy and drama, and it looks like the Tooheys aren't fighting back at all. They're like, if you want to end your conservatorship, we're down. Like, they're not fighting it. So it gives a little more credence to their story than O'Hare's story. O'Hare's story is just like, oh, well, I thought I was signing adopted papers. But like, I think, I think it's generally, it's very, it's a general knowledge that at 18, you're not going to be able to be adopted because you're legally an adult. So is he admitting that back in whatever, although, he wasn't an idiot, I think he was claiming that he wasn't as much of an idiot as he was in the movie. So you're claiming that you weren't an idiot, but you didn't understand that you can't be adopted after being 18. And, I don't, maybe the conservatorships may be a little scummy, they're claiming they did it to protect him. And get so like I really don't understand like the point, like how this was even like a thing. Um but like here's the thing. If O'Hare really wants to like, prove that hey, they were scummy, they actually stole money from me and you use this to keep my money, you're gonna have to show some evidence. You can't just be like, hearsay and oh, they did this, but what you got to have some damn evidence. And he didn't really have any evidence, at least in the article I was reading from CNN, an extremely biased news source that is definitely going to take the black person side over the white people. Because it's CNN. So there's nothing that I really saw that really like pointed like to a more that pointed like more to his, like it's more truthful for his side, in my opinion. Again, I don't get having to like how a conservatorship was a means of protection for O'Hare to attend Ole Miss, and the maneuver would make him part of the family. I don't get that part really. So I don't get that part really. And it sounds like they only got like 14,000 from like each from the movie The Blind Side. So unless O'Hare can prove differently, he's gonna have to prove differently if he really wants it. Again, it's suspicious to me. He has a book coming out. All of a sudden, there's a big controversy, and if that's all of it, he's kind of a shitty person. He blew up like this, he kind of blew up a good thing with his family where they probably actually really cared about him. And all of a sudden, oh, I got a book out, so now I'm gonna like, oh, this conservatorship, yeah, you guys tricked me, whatever. It's a very shitty thing to do if it ends up being like Tuohys are being truthful, and it looks like they are because they're like, okay, well, he doesn't want to be in a conservatorship. We'll do it. Like, I mean, and also like as his lawyers are saying now, again, we don't have any proof. It's all like he said, she said type shit. But like, I don't see. There's no evidence of them making any money off of Michael O'Hare. There's some claims, but there's no actual evidence of it. And another thing, back to the other article, was he's talking about how, like in 2007, there was a contract signed that sold his image, likeness, blah blah blah. And he's like, well, I'm not stupid enough to sign, a paper like that where it'll sell my likeness, blah 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 blah. But then you're stupid enough to sign a contract and think it's an adoption thing, even though you're no longer 18. I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. He's looking more scummy to me than the Tuohys. The Tuohys are like, okay, he wants to end this. All right, we'll end it. Like, no big deal. And and these guys it could be one of those situations where they saw the conservatorship as a way to somewhat actually end up adopting him and help him out with negotiations while he's focusing on college. Because look, Sean Tuohy's a very successful businessman. He probably thought he could help O'Hare get more money, and it could have been like they had good intentions behind the conservatorship, and maybe it wasn't expressed properly in that way, and he's feeling, oh, you guys tricked me or whatever. But I don't know. But Sean Tuohy's obviously a very successful businessman. He sold his company for $220 million, so he's extremely good at that. So they could have viewed the conservatorship as something that would help Michael focus on school and handle all that stuff. Well, they helped handle, getting him some money and, all that other stuff. That it could have been something like that. I'm just speculating. I have obviously no proof of that, but it could have been more, something like that than an actual them just trying to make money off him. Because why Why would they try to make money off a guy that just is giving him like like, oh, someone's made 34 million over 7 years, but we are making 22 million selling a business. I don't know. And if you believe Sean Jr. Toohey or Sean Toohey Jr., it looks like he was trying to extort them like a couple of years ago. So I don't know. Just odd. It's just odd is all. All right. So now before we get into it, our next one, it's that time, guys. It's that time. I know. It's that time where we talk about coffee brand coffee. All right. We got some coffee brand coffee going on. It is a delicious brand of coffee. Right now, if you buy more, you can save more. Meaning, if you buy $100 worth of stuff, you get 25% off. You buy $80 worth of stuff, 20, 15 for $60 worth of stuff, and 12% off of $40 worth of stuff. So if you buy more, you could save more. Now, what can you buy? Well, you can buy some coffee, of course. I mean, it's called coffee brand coffee, so obviously you'll be able to buy some coffee. It has some delicious roasts. My personal favorite, I will show you in a second. But they got the classics, light to dark. I used to drink dark all the time. It was very good. Double caffeinated for those people that really need their coffee. Bourbon flavor for them sophisticated old guys drinking coffee. S'mores for the children who are drinking. No, I'm drinking. But my personal favorite is this one right here, French toast coffee. It is delicious. French toast flavored coffee. So good. Oh, I'm drinking it right now. So good right now. They got K-Cups. They got like light and medium roast, if I remember correctly. But if you have, one of those K-Cup things, and you want to use that, well, there's your options. But they also have tea for you tea drinkers out there. I do not drink tea, so I cannot vouch for their tea. But if their tea's as good as their coffee, it's going to be some good-ass tea. They got, classics, Earl Grey, English breakfast, chamomile, oolong, but they also got apple pie for them American Britons out there. And now there's fall coming. Fall is coming. Winter is coming. So you got 3 options of hot chocolate, velvety, rich caramel, and marshmallow. So if you want some hot cocoa, because we got fall coming, there's nothing better than sitting out, looking out your window, and holding some hot cocoa in your hands, in a nice, ceramic mug. Cold brew, if you like cold brew, they got a bunch of cold brew. I don't know the appeal to cold brew, but if you like cold brew, there you go. And also, one last thing, is they got snacks. If you want some nuts, they got a bunch of nuts, and they got saltwater taffy treats. So if you want to, if you like, some good coffee, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. If you're gonna check out Coffee Brand Coffee, then use my referral link right there to for all your Coffee Brand Coffee needs. If you use that link, I get some credit, get some money for it, and they pay me for it. Yes, I am being paid to do this advertisement. Like not literally like I'm being paid, but whatever referrals I get from the damn thing, they'll give me a cut of it, and that's always nice, right? Oh shoot. But I wouldn't try to sell you guys something I didn't actually enjoy, and I really do enjoy Coffee Brand Coffee. Love the name, love the coffee. My brother loves the dark roast, so yeah, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. All right, there we go. End of plug. All right, so now moving on. All right, so this is from Collins Rugg. Breaking. Republican Georgia State Senator Colton Moore moves to impeach Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis for action against Trump. Finally, a Republican with a backbone. I'm not going to sit back and watch a radical left prosecutor weaponize their elected office to politically target their opponents. As a Georgia State Senator, I'm officially calling for emergency session to review actions of Fani Willis. So then this is what he's sending right here. Send it to the governor. Said, Dear Governor Kemp, we, the undersigned, being duly elected members of Georgia House of representatives in Georgia state and compromising 3/5 of each respective house pursuant of Article 4, Section 2, Paragraph 7. B, hereby certify to you in writing with a copy to the Secretary of State that in our opinion, an emergency exists in the affairs of the state, requiring a special session to be conveyed under the section for all purposes, to include without limitation the review and response to the action of Fannie Wilson. Signed, Colton Moore. So that's the there he is. So there we go. A Republican is like, hey, I'm not taking the shit anymore. Good for you. Good for you, sir. So we'll see. We'll see if anything comes to that. I will come to that, but we'll see. I think, as most people do, I have very, very few. I have very few hope for politicians actually to getting anything important done. All right, so we'll check out this next video. So this is going to be on what's it called? What's his face? Biden and Hawaii.
Can you tell us about your Hawaii trip, sir?
No, not now. I'm going to be leaving and I'll be there on Monday.
Why is it important that you go?
Sir, on the family
So there you go.
issue.
Thank you, Mr.
No, not now. That's all he's got to say. No, not now. I'm leaving Monday. Okay, why can't you answer a few questions about your Hawaii trip? Like, what do you hope to accomplish? I mean, what's the purpose of you going there? You know, stuff like that. I mean, what? It's so weird. No, not now. And again, this is this comes after he does that whole no comment thing when asked about Hawaii in the first place. So, all right, now we're gonna watch another video. I'm doing a different order because I already got my earphones in. So instead of having to put them back in, we'll just watch this idiot and then comment on this, and then we'll get to the other article.
If you're cis and you won't date trans folks,
Oh, so this is
you're transphobe. Now, if that made you mad, maybe it's your prejudices that you need to probe.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't sing ever. Like, you can't sing.
No matter the reasons you've got, you're reducing us to when we disrobe.
Everyone's reduced to when they just what? Hold on. Yeah, everyone's reduced to when they disrobe. Like, if I don't want to fuck fat chicks, am I fat phobic? Like, if I don't want to, date Asian chicks, am I Asian phobic? If I don't want to date black chicks, am I black phobic? If I don't want to date white chicks, am I white phobic? Like, this is so fucking dumb.
And that kind of thinking ain't sophisticated. It's more like microbes.
It's also not sophisticated to go on TikTok to sing about how you should, if you're cis and don't date trans. Look, I don't date dudes. Sorry.
I know you think you've got good reasons.
I do have good reasons. I don't date dudes.
Maybe you do.
Oh, I do. I don't date dudes.
Trauma's real, it's hard to heal. I'd never say.
I can really tell this person's really traumatized here. Actually, I'm getting traumatized just listening to this guy sing because he really can't sing.
That isn't true. But transphobia is transphobia, and you won't get a pass when we're through. We're human beings, not sex organs, cis lesbians. I'm talking to you.
The fuck?
If you're cis.
Okay. We're done. So yeah, if you don't want to, if you're a guy and you don't want to fuck guys that say they're chicks, you're transphobic. Okay? If you're a girl and you don't want to fuck girls that think they're, or no, sorry. Yeah, if you're a chick that's a lesbian and you don't want to date a dude that says he's a chick, you're transphobic. So apparently if you're not attracted to someone that has the genitals that you don't really enjoy playing with, you're transphobic. This person is dumb, and you know they're dumb because they're sitting there on TikTok and singing all this crap. Otherwise, you would just be able to just shoot them down and call them retarded. So they think, oh, if I sing it and with the, and try to make like a catchy tune and try to show off my voice, maybe my message. No, you just look dumb trying to sing because you can't sing, dude. There we go. So yeah, some idiots calling people transphobic because they don't want to date dudes if they're guys, and they don't want to date dudes if they're chicks, if they're lesbians. All right. So now on to this. U.S. Appeals Court blocks Idaho transgender student athlete bill ban. Yeah. The measure barred trans women and girls, dudes, of all ages from participating in female sports at public schools in the state from primary school through college. Is this a thing now? Do we call it primary? I thought it was just like elementary school. Like, when did we start calling it primary school? Or does primary school encompass elementary, middle school, and high school? I don't know. I've been out of the game for a while. All right. Federal Appeals Court on Thursday refused to allow Idaho to enforce a first-in-the-nation ban on trans women and girls from participating in female sport leagues, saying the measure likely was unconstitutional. Should it be unconstitutional to like deprive women opportunities, from gaining from doing sports? Because that's what happens. Because these dudes that say they're chicks and want to participate in female sports, they could just decimate these women and take all the opportunities from scholarships and etc. from these chicks. All right. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals panel delivered a victory to the LGBTQ. Oh, so this is a very biased news source right here. To LGBTQ rights advocates by upholding an injunction blocking Idaho's Fairness in Women's Sports first of many laws to be enacted by Republican-led states. It's a more important victory for common sense, equity, and the rights of trans youth under the law. Wait, hold on. Wouldn't common sense be if you grew up as a guy for a long amount of time, enough amount of time for, at least, let's say they start doing sports in middle school. All right. So they've been like, growing up as a dude, and then they transgender. And I mean, are they supposed to take hormone suppressants before they can compete in female sports for a certain amount of time? Let's say they have to before then. Okay. So and at some point, and they've already hit puberty and whatever, and they then. So hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm tired. I'm rambling. So, is it common sense to let a guy who has the bone density of a guy, the muscle fibers of a guy, the build of a guy, the physical superiority of a guy? Yes, ladies, guys are physically superior to you. Sorry. So, does that make sense to let those type of people go in to female sports where they can easily decimate women? We have seen this 100 times. So how is this a victory for common sense when you're going against common fucking sense? So that's the ACLU. So the Idaho measure, which Republican Governor Brad Little signed into law in March 2020, bars transgender women and girls of all ages from participating in female sports teams at public schools in state from primary schools through college. 22 other states have adopted similar laws governing sports, most recently in North Carolina, according to the conservative Christian League group Alliance Defending Fun, which have argued in favor of reviving Idaho's law. When our laws ignore biological realities and allow males to compete in women's sports, women are harmed and denied athletic opportunities. Yes! Shocking! U.S. Circuit Judge Kim McLean Wardlaw, an appointee of former Democrat President Bill Clinton, acknowledged those arguments, but said that a lower court judge did not abuse his discretion in finding the categorical ban likely violating transgender students' equal protection under the U.S. Constitution 14th Amendment. What is the 14th Amendment? I don't remember. That equal rights? How is this at all? How is this a violation of the 14th Amendment? I don't understand. Equal protection? Yeah, equal protection under the law. Like what? How is being denied doing a sport with the opposite gender not denying you equal protection under the law? And also, it was granting equal and legal rights to African Americans and slaves who had been. I don't even understand how that they can jump to that conclusion. All right, whatever. The argument was pursued by ACLU client Lindsay Hecox, a trans athlete athlete who wanted to join the women's soccer track team at Boise State University. Wardlow said the law against discriminating against all Idaho female athletes on the basis of sex by subjecting only them and not male athletes to the invasive sex dispute verification process. Well, how many chicks are trying to compete with males? I'm just asking, how many chicks are going and competing in male sports? And the Biden administration Department of Education in April proposed rule change that prohibits schools from enacting outright bans on blah blah. Here, I think we can simplify all this. Let's just make a separate division. If you're trans, okay, we got 3 divisions now: men's, women's, trans. Okay, all the trans compete with each other. Men compete with men. Women compete with women. There we go. Fixed. All done. Would that be okay? Would that be all right to do it that way? I still don't understand how this violates equal protection right under the U.S. 14th Amendment. I don't think it had anything to do with trans shit, so I don't understand that at all. But okay, whatever. Do you, boo? I guess. That didn't make any sense to me, but all right, whatever. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, the fuck? But yeah, I say just make a third category. Make a trans, all trans people. Okay? All the delusional trans people who want to, compete in sports. Your own separate category. You compete with each other. There you go. All good. There you go. And it's open to everyone. So the trans stuff is open to everyone. The men's are only for men, and the women's are only for women. There we go. I don't know. Maybe I think that's fair. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But anyways, that's the end of the video today. That's the end of my show. I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm tired. Make sure you follow me at official WGhost on X. When I was doing my coffee thing, I forgot to mention my coupon code GHOST. So if you want 5% off, use coupon code GHOST. The same with this referral link. You get 5% off if you use it. So it's either one of the two, the coupon code or the referral link. But if you do a subscription, it gives you 10% off, and you won't get that other 5% from the coupon code. So it's kind of pointless. If you do a subscription, it's pointless to try and put the code in, but still use this code here because I still get credit for it. All right. And then follow me at on Rumble I'm going to say it now. It's my unique Rumble code or Rumble URL. I feel very special now. Follow me on the Rumble, rumble.com/C/ capital W with capital G Ghost sorry, no, that's it. That's all you got to do. Here, hold on. I'll make it easy for us because I can't speak well because I'm dumb. There you go. Boom. There you go. That's a unique code right there. There you go. So use that if you need to follow me. If you're on the YouTube, it's also, I also linked it in the description. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on Rumble. If you're on Rumble watching this, follow me on Rumble as well. I do a daily show Monday through Friday at 6:30 to whenever I get done. And then I got my second channel, Gaming with Ghost. Currently, don't have enough for that unique URL code. So, hey, follow me on Gaming with Ghost, and I can get that unique one. That'd be awesome, right? And also on Kick as well for my Gaming with Ghost channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about this stuff, me not believing certain things, me calling people dumb, because I did do that. But yeah, I hope you all have a good day. Peace out. See you later. Peace.